Hi everybody, it's Sarah Donovan on day 15 of the Slice of Life Challenge that the two writing teachers are organizing for teachers across the country to share little stories of their day. And so halfway through. Today I want to share a couple pictures and tell you the story of these pictures. So on Fridays we have Poetry Day where students, probably several weeks before, chose a poem and created sort of a slideshow to lead a discussion or an interpretation of the poem. And so every Friday, I just kind of have it plotted out through the quarter. Every Friday, we have a poem, and the students teach the class. So this is the story of one student who is walking around the classroom as the teacher today. So I have it circled here for you. Today, we read Big Yellow Taxi because I tried to kind of set it up along the same lines of environmental awareness leading into April and sort of like Earth Day kind of leading up into it. But I did know that they're planning a protest today across the country for environmental awareness, and some students were walking out. And so Big Yellow Taxi really is about environmental consciousness, and the famous line is they paved paradise and put up a parking lot. So the students sort of led the day with a reading of the poem. We listened to it later, but sort of a reading of the song. And then the students' Chromebooks are open where they're doing sort of their initial impressions of the speaker and the subject and the theme and some of the key ideas in the poem. And so he's kind of walking around looking at their notes here. And so I think it's really important that every student has a chance to kind of process the meaning on their own before we kind of open it up to a discussion. And once the discussion started going, my role as sort of a student in this way, but also as more of a facilitator, was to track the conversation. And so these are my notes from Big Yellow Taxi, and you can kind of see how I was noticing the students connecting ideas. So like sort of starts at one place and the students kind of draw on each other's ideas, and I'm writing down the notes that they're of the kind of connections that they're making in the text that they're drawing from, and commenting on other people's ideas. And really the thing here is that when you read the poem alone or the song alone, you have sort of one interpretation, and when you bring it to a community, the reading experiences of other people then shapes your understanding of the poem, and it kind of opens up spaces for new understanding, a deeper understanding. And so this is me telling the story of that discussion, and it's kind of messy, but it's also kind of grouped as people were talking about the speaker and the subject and the tone and the theme and sort of thematic connections to other books that they're reading and movies that they've seen. And I love these days because it's a chance for me to sit in the back and watch the learning happen, and also recognize how each student is making a contribution. So I just wanted to sort of give you a slice of how we're organizing our Fridays and the story of these two moments where one student is kind of facilitating the discussion and is the leader of it, and here's where everyone is coming together to create new meaning for one another. So thanks for coming for my slice today, and I will see you tomorrow.